Okie dokie, I believe you can... Oh, it's GB! GB is the flag I wanted to say. I believe you can hear me now, so... Welcome to the next stream here. It was like... I don't know, half a second or so since then. And I just said that apparently it should be GB. Ah, yeah, that looks good. Perfect. As you can see, I perfectly set up. There's zero issues anywhere. And yeah. Okie dokie. So yeah, we are just on time. Exactly. Let me make sure that it was, yes, Giovanni versus Tim. Tim, I believe, should be on 666 Tim. So yeah, of course, thanks for the restream before that. It was a bit funny for me to be like, oh yeah, I'll restream soon. Let's make sure that everything works. Let's make sure that the stream title is correct. And then I go online on Twitch. I'm like, oh heck, there's some funny things. Oh, we're now doing this interesting queue stuff. Ah, okay. But I thought Tim was online. Like, half a second. Okay, apparently not. Okay, then let's do it. Ping and everything so that it, you know. At live, Hazelnut finishes and I take over 3 matches in total at Giovanni versus at Tim at Giovanni versus at Eliwa and at Giovanni versus at Boxie. Boom. And now all that. And there's Europe also happening. What? Ah, that's actually kind of interesting to see. So there are some action happening over here on Death Tetris 1, there's some action happening over on Death Tetris 2. And hello Giovanni, nice to see you in chat. As you can see, we are kind of waiting on your opponent Tim currently. I'm pretty sure that they know that we now waiting for him. Because there's the ping. Earlier he said in the Champions League channel something. I don't want to play a match before playing against Boxie something. So should hopefully. Oh heck, I pinged the incorrect Tim. I thought I made sure I pinged. I made a Tim. I love Discord pings. But yeah, Tim did not see it. It is in that he is gonna play soon. Also, of course, thanks to everyone here in chat who stayed for the, that's a half a second that it took for me to go online myself. There's a lot of, let's call it fun things that can happen here. And I also hope that my microphone is set up properly. I just saw that apparently it's not the same setup here that I had as on Death Tetris 2 in my other streams. Apparently I forgot to add something, I think it was the upward compressor. So yeah, I hope it is as you're used to on the Death Tetris 2 channel. And yeah, we are, as I said, just waiting here on Tim. The match was scheduled for 19 UTC and good evening, Eliwa. Also, thanks of course to the MooBot for presenting us the current standings here. We can see, let's just say, quite a lot of things happening. Because there was a ton of stuff happening. And yeah, so as you can maybe see, there's just so much happening, of course, here. We also just had the match between Boxie and Hannah that I believe Boxie won. Apparently, Hazen is having some small issues here in the... That stuff. Is it capturing the right input? Oh. And Tim was warming up. Just had a good game. That is amazing. I assume you're live on 666_Tim or somewhere else. Because if it is somewhere else, then I don't see where you are live. For no reporting, yeah. So I'm waiting for Tim to give us some input about where he is streaming. Should be okay now. Perfect, yes. I keep forgetting to fix it. I can potentially try to fix Tencel a tiny bit myself, maybe, but yeah, just do it. And what is important is that we have the Hertz input, the input display, and the handcam online. Here, W in chat. I keep forgetting. Yeah. Answering to the, I keep forgetting the stuff. No surprise, and yes, it's not really any kinds of surprise. Mod actions. Ah, perfect, thank you. Like the Benny Vader. Oh, there's so much happening. So thanks, Boxie, for helping me out here. Boxie saying, what is the stats? That is a good question. But yeah, I assume that you're gonna do yes PS, so here's your seed. The seed is, as we can see in the chat, 7-2 for C, D4. And of course we are playing the good old NTSC version. You know, lately there's also been the PAL Des Tetris tournament happening. But now we are here in NTSC Des Tetris, so let's see how this will yeah, play out between Giovanni and Tim. Of course, Giovanni is the second place of this year's CTWC Des. And we also have Tim, who was, yeah, not the second place, also not the first place. So this could be, let's say, a bit one-sided here for Giovanni potentially. And we now see Giovanni warming up on level 29. Is he cheating? I mean, we don't have Giovanni's handcam, so he could be cheating currently. But we have like the input display and stuff like that, so it's unlikely. But yeah, Giovanni, please make sure that you show us your handcam. And yeah, he might be adjusting stuff now. Let's see. We will get a nice handcam here. And yeah, this is perfect. Thank you. So we now have the correct setup here on Giovanni's side and on Tim's side. So all that we are waiting for is for them to be ready. And I will maybe also... Oh, that's why his... Oh... Now I understand why Tim's layout looks a bit weird. This is apparently the special CT UK version of the Tetris Gym. Looks like there are some adjustments that have been done. I don't know which ones for sure, because I've never played using that version before. But interesting to know that at least graphic-wise we now have everything back, for example, compared to the NES Tetris block layout that we have. But yeah, so here's my question for the players. Are you ready to play? Tim and Giovanni. okay, interesting. Apparently there's Hecate against Adam Irish happening in the other stream. But yeah, so Tim is ready, as we can see here. Yeah, this is just what the UK special version is called, like that looks like. And Giovanni is maybe also getting ready. Yes, looks like he is. You have the seed in chat. The seed is again 7-2, 4C, D4. As you've heard earlier from Hazelnut, you most likely haven't seen the full stream, but you saw the best of 6 that we are doing. Something that hasn't really been happening outside of the DAS Champions League. But of course, it's happening in the DAS Champions League is more than enough. So yeah, it's a bit different to what we're used to. I will explain it a bit after we start the match. So, Giovanni and Tim both are ready. Let's start the first game between Giovanni and Tim in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So yeah, here in the DAS Champions League, and I believe also the DAS Europa League, not 100% sure about who that one though is. The matches are best of 6s, which means yes, you can win a match if you get a 4 points in total. Could be 4-0, 4-1, 4-2. But it can't be 4-3, and that's because if both players have 3 games, then it ends in a draw. In the end of the match, you get awarded points. So if you win a match, you get 3 points for the standings. If you draw a match, you get 1 point for the standings. And if you lose, well, then you don't get any points. So yeah, that's the quick rundown of how the DAS Champions League works here. And now let's focus a bit on the game between these two players. We have already had a couple of lines here. We can see that Giovanni is having quite the big lead here, 93, leading 94 against 32k. So about a 60,000 point lead here currently for Giovanni. Tim also needing to clean up a couple of lines here, as we can see. Yeah, nice L to J piece. And this is some now efficient burning here from Tim. Just one more line left to go to be open, and it's most likely gonna come soon. Yes, Tim is now open and is ready for the next long band Tetris here for Tim. Giovanni in the meantime, yeah, huge lead of about 80k here in the beginning. Man, an 80,000 point lead here, being only like now 100k lead here even for Giovanni for a couple of seconds. Being only like 35 lines deep, that's a huge lead. You also could see some of, let's call it Giovanni's signature moves, which is just playing a bit more fancier than you absolutely need to. I believe Giovanni was trying to get into more, let's call it, stable stacking lately. I have... Okay, this is a couple of months ago at this point, but I saw Giovanni, for example, doing like stacking guide streams with, I think it was Sidney. So yeah, maybe compared to what we saw at CTWC DAS this year, we will have a bit more stable stacking here from Giovanni, but as we can see already, doesn't look to be the case. He's still going for like crazy stuff and digs, and I have no idea. Yeah, just going for casual, what's this, like 6 high dirty Tetris on 18. No DAS Tetris player does that, but Giovanni's like, oh yeah, let's do it, this is fun. Yeah, as we can see in the points, it has worked out so far. This 264 against 226. Yeah, so yeah, Tim was able to catch up a bit. I think that T-piece was a small misspin here for Giovanni. And is also in the cleanup process here. Only 2 more lines left to go. Next Tetris here for Tim. Giovanni now open again. And it is neck and neck, 277 against 272. We can see the next Tetris here now for Giovanni into 300k against Tim, who now gets his next Tetris. And yeah, it's 4k lead here for Giovanni. We're also a bit over halfway through level 18. And I would say we should get maybe 2 500k transitions. 600k no longer seems possible to me. 600k, 500k should be. Depending on how well the players can use the next lines and how many long busts come and stuff like that, of course. Like, it's a pace, but because we play classic Tetris, it's never guaranteed. You know, the lack of a 7-back and more or less total randomness just makes this, let's say, much more fun compared to modern Tetris, where, I mean, every game is kinda the same because you know what pieces to get essentially because of the 7-back. Yeah, NES Tetris is, at least in my opinion, and most likely in the opinion of these players as well, the superior Tetris version. And we are getting close to the 100 lines, which means only 30 lines left to go here on level 18 speed. Then we transition to level 19 speed, where it gets about 50% faster. As in, the pieces fall 50% faster. And of course, after 19, the speed doesn't change until level 29, where what is called the kill screen, at least for Death players, is happening. We saw Giovanni warp on level 29 a bit, and he got like 1 or 2 lines maybe. Getting more than like, let's say 3 lines is not something that you can count on. Like in a comp game, yeah, you can get a transition Tetris and that's kinda it. And yes, so Vizia now for Giovanni being 13 lines, so potentially 4 Tetrises away from the transition, which require no burns, but here's the burn for Giovanni. Being highboarding for the longboard Tetris for Giovanni. 50k head here of Tim, who is at 455 against 543 here for Giovanni. Giovanni transitions at 527. Tim can get 1 more Tetris here. He gets it, and it's about a 26k, which is around about a Tetris lead here now for Giovanni in the transition. And the transition looks stable for all players, which means we can most ooh, I said it looks stable, but here's Tim now, having a small misplacement here of the long bar and losing gas and everything, which means Tim has now topped out and Giovanni is now up by 1-0 for the death platter. But yeah, you can say that. Many people now are so used to rolling where, I mean, let's say losing death is not a thing. Like you get missed taps, but that's it. Okay, so Giovanni, you can top out, you have won the game. You can of course... Okay, here's the thumbs up. Honestly, say you can of course play for longer, but now is when you officially can top out safely. Wait, are both of you vaping? I think, yeah, that's a vape for Tim, and Giovanni also was vaping, if I saw it correctly. Okay, so this was the first game. Let's see what the second game will show us. Both players are ready, so let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And there's a short question actually in CT2 about SPS being mandatory. I believe it is, but I'm actually not sure. Tim saying vapists. Okay, can we make like a combination of vaping and Tetris? Like, I mean, vape twist? Ah, let's call it vape twist. These players are now playing vape twist. It's the closest that I could come up with. Yeah, here are both players getting the first Tetris. What is the dash redeeming? Okay, it doesn't do anything. I'm just looking at the channel points. I've never looked at them here before, but oh, we have on-screen celebrations. Ah, but for that I need Brits. Ah, okay, I see. I'm getting familiar with new Twitch features. But yeah, here we have now 18 lines for Giovanni, 18 lines for Tim. Essentially the same amount of points, just a couple of push-down points more here for Tim. And a small early shift of no piece for Tim. This is now a bit dangerous. Needing to find a way to clean this up. Left side. Oh, that SP here. T-spin not used for the T-spin against the next longbar over, and is now out of the immediate danger height. But the stack is not clean at all. This is gonna require quite a lot of cleanup still, especially now that the red SPs doesn't go over. And this could be it now for Tim. He gets one more single. It's now kinda low again. Longbow not the best. OPs would have been better. Double longbow now works for the left side. And JP's also not the best. JP's for the right side. He doesn't get the apex over. Tops out at 123. Which means, Giovanni, you can safely top out. You have won your second game. Don't think my desk is on point today. The first game looked pretty much okay on 18, but yeah, this game was a bit, let's say a bit rough here. But you still have a couple of games left to go. You can still win the match, and you can still try to force the decider. Giovanni also saying mine is neither, so it's fine. Good to know, but yeah, Giovanni, you're looking mostly strong as I expected it. Okay, so Giovanni and Tim both are ready. Let's start the next game. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Twist. And yeah, we can also try to take a look at the standings. It's called standings a bit later. Later as not actually like later, just after this match. Because there should be some interesting stuff maybe to see. Like who's at the top of the current Dash Champions League and stuff like that. You know, just stats that are interesting. Like, for example, who's currently ahead. Like in the rank number 1 and stuff like that, you know. Normal stat stuff. Yeah, here the second game. Let's see how this will go for Tim this time. Once again, a bit of bronze here in the beginning has allowed Giovanni to get ahead by 18k, not even a Tetris here. Next Tetris for Giovanni though, and now ahead by about 1.5 Tetrises, something like that. And Tim on the center well already in cannon 5, waiting for the longbow here. Longbow doesn't really want to come, as we can see on it. Here's now the longbow for Tim. Left side looking a bit not so nice, which means this is going to be a bit of a cleanup. JP's wanted, gets longbow, now it's an LJ dependency here. Gets the JP's and now the LP's. PW saying, imagine having match stats and tracking all game scores. It is a bit more burden on the restreamer, which is why I understand that most tournaments don't do it as excessively as you do. But yeah, that's one thing that I like about the PAL Dash Tetris tournament. You got a ton of information about the game. But yeah, in theory, you could even do like some machine learning, quote-unquote AI stuff that real-time analyzes games and factors in how players perform on average over like all of their hundreds of games and matches and stuff like that. So if you wanted to take the fun out of Tetris, you definitely could. And technology probably is there at this point, but yeah. What I want to say is, stats are great to a certain point, and after a certain point it's maybe even harmful. But Tim's board here is amazing. It's now clean. It is 208, now 231 against 250 here for Giovanni, so Giovanni's still ahead of Tim, but it's no longer as big of a lead as it was at some points. Here's now the next Tetris for Giovanni, so it's about a, yeah, 40k and some change lead, so... Can I make a Warhammer 40k joke? No, I won't. It's now 60k lead, so about 3 Tetrises, actually less than 3 Tetrises, but close enough. Tim does get the longbow over here, as you can see, kinda high. Right side gets the JPs into place, nice. LPs into place, also nice. OPs, perfect OPs here, by the way. And is now open again, and waiting for the next Tetris here. Now waiting for one more Tetris. There's the longbow Tetris for Tim. Closed the well, even wasn't Tetris ready. And of course, Giovanni also is in a bit of trouble here. Is needing to clean this up, is now open again. Next Tetris here for Tim. And Yeah, Giovanni also Tetris ready, or was Tetris ready. Not getting the, for example, OPs that he wants, so LJPs now gets the OPs finally. But this is now far too high left side, especially now that the OPs doesn't go over, so he needs to find a way to clean this up. Goes for the single JPs burn here. Now T-Tuck ready, gets the T-Tuck and Tetris for Giovanni into 400k against 297 here for Tim. And we see it's about a 100k lead here currently for Giovanni. Tim may be able to do something here on the 19 speed. Let's see if he will get there even. Oh, had to close the well one piece before the long bar. Which means now a bit of a dangerous burning setup. He didn't go over for the OPs, and now that's a top out for Tim. 437 for Giovanni, 305 for Tim. So Giovanni, you can safely top out. You have won your third game, and that means you are now getting at least 1 point of this match. And potentially even 3 points if you manage to win one more game. Tim in chat, such a shame to not be able to play good when playing a good player. As Giovanni says, we all have those days. And yeah, you probably still have matches to go. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, let's... Oh god, there's too much stuff happening. Okay. It's too long. So let's just start the next game here. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And now... let me try to figure out League Phase match list. Somewhere in here should be Tim. Yeah. If I see it correctly, Tim, then you still have a couple of matches to go. So let's see what you can do there. In the meantime, both players, of course, have already started. But we're in the beginning. So there's normally not too much to talk about. Just some nice burns here for Giovanni. But yeah, he needs to clean up his playing field. Actually has allowed Tim to get the lead for like the first time. 311 against 49. A bit of buffering here for Tim on my side. Is now yeah, properly viewable again. Ooh, and Giovanni got pretty high there. Lumbo to the right side, and yeah, Giovanni's like, it doesn't even matter. That wasn't high at all. I love it when players get a bit cheeky. That's actually, I don't want to say bad thing, but like here in the Tetris scene, everyone is like friendly and stuff like that, so you don't get like these funny interactions most of the time of players being like, you know, trolling each other and stuff like that. It doesn't really happen too often, at least here in the European scene, because most players are just far too kind for that behavior. Which, of course, is a good thing when it comes to like friendliness and stuff like that, but takes away a bit of, let's call it, fun moments. Yeah, now Giovanni catching up to Tim, 117 against 133. Oh, and Giovanni here showing us a bit of body language. Whereas Tim is just sitting there and focusing on Tetris. He's most likely not even listening to my commentary. He is just in his own bubble and like, let's play some amazing Tetris and show the world what I can do. And next Tetris here for Tim. 203 for Tim against 160 for Giovanni. Giovanni open again, getting the next long bar, and Tetris for Giovanni into 187.73. Next Tetris for both of them here, a simul Tetris. About halfway through level 80 now, and we can see once again, 500Ks are definitely possible in the current paces. Well, Giovanni would need to improve his pace a bit, but he has the next Tetris, so it's like, yeah, it's 2 Tetrises that he needs to improve his pace by, and 2 Tetrises is barely anything here. And it's now neck and neck here. 278 against 277. Next Tetris here for Giovanni. Tim is nearly Tetris ready again. Is now Tetris ready, waiting for the next longbar, but so is Giovanni. Giovanni gets longbar and Tetris for longbar, as well as Tetris here for Tim. Tim is now Tetris ready once again, and next Tetris here for Giovanni. And next Tetris here for Tim. I think that was pretty much the last second adjustment here of that longbar for Giovanni, so Giovanni playing quite nicely here. Next Tetris for Tim. Giovanni, as we can see, getting Tetris ready in the center well. Was now center well Tetris ready, needs to clean up one more line here, is now open once again. Waiting for the next longbar, taking safety burns here. You definitely should take safety burns when you go for center well. They're not the worst decision, but you then really want to avoid going for center wells, and if you do, you definitely want to be able to stay low enough to not be in any dangers if something goes wrong. He also gets the spin here, so Giovanni now at 419 against 418 for Tim. Barely any difference in points between these two players. Next Tetris here now for Giovanni. Next Tetris here now for Tim. Oh, also, can I? I can't. Ha ha ha. I just saw something, and oh, actually, where are my pop-ups? Not pop-ups, the notifications. I don't see them. Okay. Small question at Boxie if you are in chat about the notifications here on stream, so like for subscriptions, follows, stuff like that. I don't have them in my scene. Do they exist outside in my scene and just don't have the most up-to-date scenes, maybe? But yeah, Giovanni now 519 transition ready. Tim being really high here now on 125 lines. Could get into a transitionable state, but that would require essentially perfect playing here, and also perfect pieces, of course. Is now on 19, needs the longbar for the right side. He doesn't get the longbar over, so Tim tops out at 519. Giovanni at 569. Now being in a 4-0 and having won against Tim. I believe I forgot the intro movie. But what I won't forget is the so-called prize bowl, because, you know, everyone, if you laugh, there's Tetris, then we do have a Matcherino. Just type exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat and you can see it and support our amazing players. In this case, of course, you saw Giovanni against Tim. And later, hopefully in just a couple of seconds, we will see Eliwa against Giovanni. Let me see if Eliwa's online. Eliwa 131. Okay, offline, but we can wait that bit. Is it AT4? It looks like it is AT. And boom, boom. Already done here, and we can now see that Eliwa. Oops, I forgot the games here. We can now see that Eliwa is online, and I can now update the exclamation mark title as well. Giovanni and Eliwa, and it's now updated. Amazing. Okay, so thanks to Tim for playing. I hope you had an amazing first game. Maybe also thanks for the Dash Tetris 2 raid. Not completely sure. Maybe there has been a raid. I just saw that we were up to 20 players, so that looked possible, at least to me. And Eliwa's also online. Eliwa, hello, I'm here live. Perfect. So, good evening, Eliwa. I hope you have had a great time so far and were able to enjoy the match between Giovanni and Tim. And there's a bit of talking apparently happening here between Tim and Giovanni. I shouldn't have agreed to play so late when I've been getting up so early. Oh, yeah, that's always a big thing. You need to wake up. Let's call on time so that you can focus on Tetris and stuff like that. If there's like, I don't know what it was for you, but I think it's now like 22 in the night, so like 10 p.m. in the night. And if you woke up at, let's say, 6 a.m., then yeah, I do understand if you don't have the concentration to play good Tetris. Eliwa saying, didn't watch, honestly, I was warming up myself. Let's say like that, now you don't know how correct Giovanni is today. He said himself he doesn't have the best desk control today, so maybe you have a chance here against Giovanni. Let's see. Tim saying I wouldn't watch it like. Eliwa saying Giovanni is always correct. I mean, yeah. Didn't know to watch that. Yeah. It's kind of like that. And thanks, Boxie, for this queue stuff. I haven't used the queue before. And as we can see, the next match is now between Giovanni and Eliwa. So let's see when they will be ready. And of course, you do need a seat here. So yes, your seat. The seat is gonna be C7 DB17. And yeah, Giovanni is just warming up a bit here on this game. Eliwa looks like she is getting ready and inputting the seat here. Weißbrot, Giovanni kinda got out of his mind. I mean, he's just warming up a bit. And actually I need to take a... Actually, I can now take a bigger look at stuff like CTM and CTL now that the DCL Europa League and stuff like that is coming to an end. Talking about the DCL Europa League, I believe it is actually closing in just... It's got a couple of days. There was a message earlier from Boxie announcing that the deadlines were prolonged a bit. At least I feel like I saw them. And both players probably are ready. And yeah, both players are ready. So let's do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And yeah, the current deadlines for the DCL Europa League are Monday, 21st of October, so in a week and a half. And for the DCL Champions League, it's now November 4th, so like 2 weeks, I think. 2.5 weeks. Yeah, just a bit longer. And let's focus on the game here between Giovanni and Eliwa. Giovanni's now in a bit of troubles. It's kind of for perfect longbar. I want to say does require the long bar and they don't come when you need them, but it just came when he needed them. Yeah, Giovanni here now having not the nicest start, doesn't get SP's over. And here's now the top out for Giovanni. Where was that in your match against Tim? But yeah, so Eliwa, you can now save the top out. You have won your first game here. It is now 1-0 for Eliwa. Vice forward. Good thing my group didn't have a single game yet. It is indeed good for you because that means you have a bit more time to play your matches. Giovanni, my brain turned off. I know that feeling when your brain just turns off and not much that you can do. Hopefully it won't happen again in this game. Both players are ready, so let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And it looks like I can help out here a bit. Yeah, also is the good luck, have fun from Tagger in the chat. Good evening, Tagger. Once again, forgot the intro movie. Boxie is gonna shoot me, I believe. Oh wait, no, he's not American. Uninteresting first game. You can say so. It looks like Giovanni now has been able to. Boxie. Psst. You didn't see that I forgot to play the intro movie once again. I played them definitely, both matches. But you also forgot to report the match. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Actually, need to figure out where the heck to report them. Because in the standing sheet here, I can't seem to find them. It's a different. It's the difference spreadsheet. Oh, is it? Oh, that's Europa League. Can you maybe be so kind and link me the spreadsheet somewhere so that I can report the stuff? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now I will report it. Yeah, the match here is currently 150 against 171. A bit of a dirty setup here for Giovanni. There are there's a ton of spreadsheets. You know, it's the same, but where do I actually... report the games. It has been a bit of time since I've reported the Europa League. Matches. Oh, it's here. That makes a bit of sense. League matches. Oh, heck. So much stuff. Okay, so it was Giovanni getting a 4-0 against 6-6-6 Tim. Now that's reported properly, and it's now Giovanni and Giovanni once again, because I believe that you're also gonna play against Giovanni later. But yeah, that just explains why I wasn't able to find it anywhere. So let's focus on the game here. We are already about 80 lines deep here. I was figuring out some. You can't write the names you found. I can. Yes, it counts as a draw on the spreadsheets, but I can still input the names, you know, so that I don't have to do it during the match. So, you know, if I do it in advance, then I don't need to be in the spreadsheets first and can focus better on the matches. That's at least my idea. Ah, you mean because I could show them in between? Yeah, but it messes up the table. Okay, then I won't. Then I won't, if you believe that is better. I apologize on behalf of Huawei. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, you do you. If that's how you do it here, then it, I guess it's fine to me. So let's no longer talk about uninteresting stuff. We have a 365 for Giovanni, we have a 421 for Eliwa. Sorry that I was a bit away from commentary, so AFC, not AFK, for this game. I was just confused about the... Not necessarily confused, I was just trying to properly figure out again how to report this stuff here in Champions League. It's now 411 for Giovanni, 444 for Eliwa. Next Tetris here now for Eliwa into 469. Next Tetris here for Giovanni into 433. Next Tetris here for Eliwa again. So Eliwa here currently being ahead by over 60k if you take the nice into consideration. So nice detail currently for Eliwa. Let's see if she will be able to keep this up on level 19. And we can see only one more Tetris for both players, only one more line here for Giovanni. Giovanni Tetris already though. Waiting for the long bar, 540 transition here for Eliwa, small miss drop for 81 here transition for Giovanni. So about a 60k transition need here for Eliwa, but Eliwa is now a bit dirty, Giovanni is now a bit dirty, Eliwa is open again, Giovanni is taking a couple of lines longer, now open again. Eliwa could now get one more Tetris here in level 19. But didn't. Only triple here, now a double. Giovanni, who didn't go for the centered long modifier, see, did a nice adjustment there. Which means now Tetris is ready for the foreseeable future, whereas Eliwa just got her next Tetris. And honestly, this is quite a lot of pressure on Giovanni's shoulders, I would say. Next Tetris here now for Giovanni. Being behind by about 50k and having played 4 more lines, this is not the situation that you wanna be in. It's more like the opposite. Eliwa now getting a bit high in the center, well, gets pieces over to the left, but now the right side has some issues. Eliwa tops out at 524, which means Giovanni reached 525 to be safe, 595, which is, yeah, it's like this Tetris and a bit of change. Tagger, that's so annoying. Only Spire blocks, yeah. That's when Tetris is really fun to play. Yeah, Giovanni has won the game. He was able to play a bit better around the Spire blocks. But yeah, I mean, even if you have the SPS, there's still a bit of, let's call it, luck involved about how the pieces fit into your playstyle. Of course, there's theoretically perfect placements for everything, but realistically, you're never gonna get them. Okay, so Eliwa's ready. We're just winning good here for Giovanni. Now both players are ready. So let's start the next game here in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Also, yeah, I think it was like 10 minutes out of schedule. That is quite nice because we're not only gonna have Giovanni against Eliwa, we are also gonna have Giovanni against Boxie. I hope that Boxie is ready for that. Oh, and then I actually need to figure out a couple of small things because I admit I don't know most people's, what's it called? Country of origin, country of living. I don't even know what it is in German, to be honest. like what country they are an inhabitant of. Something like that. Ooh, and Boxie is playing on a different account. He's gonna play on... What's that? O'Leal? Good to know. I will maybe remember that. And yeah, we can see here Giovanni do 117 against 137 for Eliwa. But in the game before we saw that, as it is quite often, if you can play longer, so if you survive longer, you have high chances of being able to win the match. And here now some nice cleanup burns by Giovanni. 123 against 161. And yeah, Giovanni open again. Next Longbar and Tetris for Giovanni. Eliwa in the meantime stayed clean pretty much all game long. And we can see now it's a 186. So now next Tetris for Eliwa. Nearly a 2 Tetris detail currently for Eliwa. Wits for Giovanni into a Longbar Tetris for Giovanni. Next Longbar Tetris here for Eliwa. And next Tetris for Giovanni once again. So yeah, level 18, as we normally expect, not an issue to these players. Of course, there can still happen some, I think Miro calls them potato moments, and I do like that quite a lot, that phrase for that, so I think I'm gonna adopt that. There are still potato moments, of course, happening when you play level 18, where your brain just, for example, shuts off, or where you play a bit too aggressive and stuff like that. So 18 is never completely safe, especially as a death player. But I would all in all not expect players to get in huge issues on level 18. As we saw on Giovanni's side, yeah, he had to do a couple of burns here, but is now open again. And is just waiting now for the next Tetris. Now, once again, small burns here for Giovanni. In the meantime, Eliwa stayed pretty clean, and we can see 250 against 312. And next Tetris now for Giovanni, 275 against 312. About a 40k lead here currently for Eliwa. And yeah, these lead differences do make a bit of sense, you could say. Just because of how aggressive players play or don't play. So like, how to phrase it the best? The points you make, like depending on the amount of Tetrises you get. And when you play aggressive, you just play as many Tetrises as possible. But if you know that your opponent is currently digging, you don't always play as aggressive as you need to. So you might sometimes just like take a bit more safety burns in order to ensure your own safety. I hope that explained it nicely for people who are a bit newer to Tetris. Yeah, 395 against 392 now, which means the lead that Eliwa had in the beginning in points is now null. But here's next Tetris for Eliwa, and now it's a bit closer, but we can see that Eliwa is now burning. Has about 30 lines left to go into the transitions, so she should be able to open this up until then. And yeah, cover of dependencies. Was able to fill most of them, though now only having the Longbar dependency and LP's dependency, and decides not put the LPs in there. Apparently she instead is trying to go for a one high Tetris setup here, which on 18 works nicely, and on 19 is a bit aggressive, but most of the time still works out. And yeah, we can see 511 against 450, so over 60k lead here currently for Giovanni. Next Tetris for Eliwa, and Giovanni here now in the dirty clean up, not the best pieces. Still 4 lines left to go, still 1 line left to go. Low enough for this to not be huge issues, but definitely not low enough to play comfortably. Let's see what Giovanni can do here. Nice double burn. Nice. Second yellow SPC is nearly open again. Is open and waits for the long bind Tetris for Giovanni. Eliwa in the meantime got ahead, is now 550 against 550, but Giovanni has tried a couple of lines more, so it's a tiny lead here currently for Eliwa in the transition. And yeah, Giovanni now having a bit of cleanup here to do. Is now getting lower. And on the Eliwa's side we can see that she is staying clean, but like low, but not really Tetris ready sometimes, which means she doesn't get ahead in points, but at least was able to until she now also has troubles. Oh, Giovanni has a small early shift, otherwise he would have gone for the left side Tetris here, which is a bit unorthodox because you can move the pieces due to how they spawn and spin. Yeah, just favors the right side, let's say it like that. And Eliwa gets the next longbow over, that was important. The center once again is really high. The last time that has led to a top out, but now it looks like Eliwa is starting to try to burn the small overshift here of that J piece on the left, small early shift here of that S piece to the right. And that means top out for Eliwa, and Giovanni, you take the 2-0. 2-1, I repeat, you take the 2-1. So Giovanni, you can now save the top out. You have won your second game. Also, remember to drink enough here. It is getting colder and colder now that winter is approaching. But drinking water or tea or whatever else you like to drink still is important. Let's start the next countdown. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So if you're watching or like Giovanni says a no, so Eliwa, please top out. Giovanni, wait, what's the seed? The seed was FA, but now the seed is gonna be OB. What I want to say is, feel free to drink, but yeah, the next seed is gonna be OB. Yes, Eliwa increment again to OB. Just so that there's no weird advantage. Okay, both players are ready. So this is now OB, DB, 1-7. Looks good on both players' streams. So let's start the next game in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Game 4, take number 2. Let's hope that we won't get to game 4, take number 4. Rafal, if you, or PIW, if you are still in chat. My match against, I think it was Zettel, in Pal des Tetris. That was like 4 tries for the first game, wasn't it? Those moments also happen when there's just tiny issues that force a restart of a game. But yeah, now let's see how these players can handle this seed. Next Tetris for Giovanni into 4-7 against Eliwa, now at 4-7 as well. But a bit earlier, and we can see same points, same lines, so it isn't only neck and neck, it is the same, essentially. Just a bit differently looking board. Now T-piece, optimally dependency here for Eliwa. Gets the T-piece and the T-chuck. And here's Giovanni's next Tetris as well, and still the same amount of points. Oh, now Eliwa taking the single here, which means now second single. Eliwa is now added points, gets Tetris. And of course if it's for Giovanni. And yeah, Tim, we didn't only have the same score there for quite a long time, we also had the same amount of lines. Double bar to fix, yeah, that's... I mean, that's Giovanni RNG, you could say. And is now having closed the air for a second. Open now again, gets the long bar, Tetris for Giovanni into 149. Now 171 against Eliwa's 170, Eliwa needing to clean up the board a bit. Is no longer defended and cut him 10. But yeah, Giovanni has been playing pretty well so far. Has now also been able to get the lead. Eliwa also has been playing pretty well. But as we can see, this opening up takes quite long. And here's now the next Tetris for Giovanni, and we can see the 30k or Tetris and some change lead here for Giovanni. Tetris for Eliwa, Tetris for Giovanni. And this is now slowly but surely being approached the halfway point. We have 280 for Giovanni, we have 250 for Eliwa, so both players could theoretically be able to get a 500k transition. Tetris here for Eliwa, next Tetris for Giovanni. I mean, this is just what 18 is like. Most of the time, clean games, not that much happening. And that's also what is the challenge here on 18, because you know that your opponents should be able to play really efficiently, which means you also know that you have to play really efficiently. So here there's that kind of pressure, whereas for example 19, there's more pressure from just needing to be able to survive because of the limited movement that you have. So yeah, there's different strategies that make sense on 18 versus 19. For 55 for Giovanni, for 42 for Eliwa. Gun chat saying Eliwa's 18 is really solid. Yes, it is. But is it gonna be solid enough to win against Giovanni? That we might be able to see. Don't forget, if Giovanni wins one more game, he will be able to force at least a draw. Eliwa would need to win 2 more games for that. And yeah, Tekka, I believe you also currently in the top 1 position here of this edition of Death Champions League, so already congrats on that, of course. And yeah, here we now have Giovanni getting a bit higher, now needing a T-piece. Yeah, he has the T-piece already. And we are getting closer and closer to level 19. 550 here for Giovanni. Giovanni now at 571, needing less than 2 Tetrises here. Could get a 600k transition for the double into Tetris. 5k more for Giovanni to go for the 600k transition. Of course, don't play aggressive on the getting the 600k transition. Always try to get a clean transition. That's, at least in my opinion, more important. Double now here for Giovanni, and now Tetris transition. 621 against 589-ish here for Eliwa, so transition lead for Giovanni of around about, I think it's 70k. And now getting a bit dirty here, needs to burn a couple of lines. Hopefully not too many. Oh, long bars here for Giovanni, and we're not that perfect. And you can see Giovanni is now cleaned up. Eliwa also to burn a bit here and there. It is 678 against 622. So still about a 50k lead here for Giovanni. Next Tetris for Giovanni. That both players are clean and can go for as many Tetris as they want. We also had a Tetris here for Eliwa and one for Giovanni. Both matches, both boards are clean. From what I've seen in the earlier games, Eliwa's 90 is now much more stable compared to them. I hope that she will be able to keep this up until level 29 and maybe even get a level 29 Tetris in. That would be one of the most hype scenarios possible, of course. And yeah, now up to 100k lead here for Giovanni. We had 799 against 699. Now it's down to only 70k. But yeah, this is efficient playing of Giovanni as we're used to. 800k on 24, this is a pretty good pace here for him. Let's see how this will go over the next couple of levels. Next Tetris for Giovanni into 844 against 766 for Eliwa. Again, no longer the 100k that went earlier. Ooh, also small missed spin here, or we like to say Tugi spin for Giovanni. $150, nice, 883. I mean, this can be a comp max out here for Giovanni. For Eliwa, I think if she plays perfectly from now on also. Giovanni going for the next Tetris. Tetris for Giovanni. 953, only 50 left to go on 27 and 28. Eliwa at 826 here on level 27. Yeah, needs to burn here, doesn't get the long bar when she needs it. Tetris for Giovanni and only 11k to go. Let's see if that will happen or not. Ready for the long bar. Tetris for Giovanni into A23. And this has been the first comp max out from Giovanni, at least here in the Champions League. Next Tetris for Giovanni. Could even go for B, I think. Yes, B! Oh, 2 for Giovanni. 1.1 here. Amazing score, getting a couple of lines here on level 29. Nearly getting to level 30. And yeah, there wasn't much that Eliwa could do. Like 930 is a really good score here for a Death player. But a 1.1 is just on another level. So, congratulations to Giovanni for the 1.1. That is just kind of unbelievable. Boxie, do you happen to know, or like anyone else in the chat of course, do you guys happen to know what the current highest score achieved in the Death Champions League is, by accident or by chance? Okay, so let's go for the next game here between Giovanni and Eliwa. Next up, the match point for Giovanni. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. C44. C44 is so insane. Casual. C44 from Andy early. Okay. And welcome, viewers of Dance Tetris 2. I hope you had an amazing time over there with Hazelnut. Of course, thanks to Hazelnut for the stream there. I'm already doing this, I can't be in two places at once. So yeah, we have now Giovanni against Eliwa. As you can see, Eliwa was able to win the first game, and since then Giovanni has won all 3 games. Only one more game left to go for Giovanni to win this match. And after this match we also will have Giovanni against Boxie. Earlier we had Hazelnut streaming Boxie versus Hannah, where I think we had a 4-2 victory for Boxie. Actually, let me... Yes, it was a 4-2 for Boxie. So yeah, let's see what Giovanni and Eliwa can do in this game. Giovanni already in the lead, 116 against 39. So like 90k lead here for Giovanni. Huge early lead once again. And we can see both players Just waiting for the longbow here. Bit of a droughty situation now. We had a Tetris for Eliwa, next Tetris for Eliwa as well. So we should get a second Tetris for Giovanni soon. Yet, second Tetris for Giovanni. Luckily, both players were able to use the two longbows here. Next Tetris now for Eliwa, and next Tetris now for Giovanni as well. So yeah, I mean, you can see what is happening. Point-wise, it is 213 against 142, so about a 70k lead here for Giovanni. Both players having clean stacks, getting essentially all possible Tetrises. Sometimes there's a bit of a safety burn here and there, as you for example now see here on Giovanni's side, delayed burn set up. And now taking the longbow dependency on the left and Tetris for Giovanni. Next Tetris here for Eliwa and Giovanni. And we're getting halfway through level 18 here, and I believe... Oh, amazing spin attack here for Giovanni. I believe that was a misdrop, but he made that work out. Yeah, halfway through level 18 here, so Giovanni on a 600k piece transition, and 440 transition pace here for Eliwa. So pace wise, this is a huge lead here for Giovanni. 160k points only. Is that like 90k for Giovanni? Still a huge lead here on level 18. But there's like 160 lines left to go, so Eliwa can definitely catch this up as well. Next Tetris for Giovanni, next Tetris for Eliwa. And yeah, we are getting closer and closer to the end. And thanks Polo for the dash. We all know that dash is the only playstyle. Just kidding. Rolling, dash, and hyper tapping all are valid playstyles. I mean, you can argue about tapping, but even that has its use cases, especially in the lower leagues. Next Tetris now for Eliwa. Over 100k DT now for Giovanni. Next Tetris here for Giovanni. Rafale, that's the correct playstyle Kappa. Luckily you put the Kappa in there. But yeah, there are people who believe that there's only one correct playstyle, and that's bogus, I think. So we have 49 left to go here for Giovanni. We have 16 left to go for Eliwa. Next Tetris for Giovanni. Next Tetris for Eliwa. There's Tagger in the chat talking about some really clean solutions here from Giovanni. Giovanni, he does crazy stuff, yes, but he's also like, I feel like one of the more interesting players to watch because of solutions that most people don't go for. He's just like, oh yeah, casual, whatever, adjustment, and line dependency and stuff like that. And he just sees things that other people don't, I believe. Yeah, here we can see Eliwa in a bit of trouble here, being high in the center. Left side gets something over for Dull. Next double here. And Tetris for Eliwa into 512 against 527 here for Giovanni. Now 600 for Giovanni. Next longbow for Giovanni here. And let's see what Giovanni and Eliwa can do here on level 19. Of course, in level 19, the longer you play, the more points you get, because you're not only playing 19, you're now playing 21 and soon 22. And the amount of points you get is multiplied by the level you are in. That just means more lines, more levels equals more points. And now a bit of a funny situation in the left side for Giovanni. Wants to get the spin here. Got the spin, but means there's gonna be a bit of clean up. That was a bit of a shock here that you had this short was that like a second delay here for Giovanni. Well, it was frozen. Now you can see 700k for Giovanni against 600k for Eliwa. So yeah, around about a 100k lead here currently for Giovanni. This is gonna be quite a lot for Eliwa to catch up to. And as we can see, Giovanni is still continuing to push and push. He's still about as high as he can manage. Or like, he's comfortable playing as high as he can barely manage, because that's just what he is used to. He needs this pressure. And next Tetris here for Giovanni into 859 and level 25. This is once again an amazing pace here for Giovanni, and he definitely should mull in this game. Yeah, now a bit of learning to do. Open again, next Tetris here for Giovanni into nearly 900k at level 26. And yeah, Eliwa here, level 26, 768. Not the best. And I mean, it's not bad, but it looks like, yeah, this is it for Eliwa. And max out for Giovanni on level 28. Let's see, but yeah, there's a small hole on the stack, so not gonna be as amazing as what we saw earlier, but it's only 4 more lines left to go. Here's the Tetris for Giovanni. Right side inaccessible, tops out. And with that, Giovanni wins this game, and now I will report it. Giovanni and Eliwa, and it was a 4-2-1. Eliwa, I wanted to go for back-to-back 900k. Back-to-back 900k is pretty nice, but yeah, a small mischief is sometimes all that it takes. Okay, so let's take a look at the current standings here. We can see them now. I hope that you can see them good enough. But should be. In ranked number 1, we have Jesper. I mean, not much of a surprise. Jesper is one of the best players in Tetris, especially if you have Death Tetris. Then we have Bendy, Andy, and Tommy. And all of the other players here. And there's there's many more, but apparently I messed this up a bit. Let's maybe try to get some more in, and let me fix that for the next day. But yeah, get this up until 15, so and this is the second half, as we can see now. And actually there's a ton of American players, which I do love to see. And yeah, Giovanni in the chat saying, I haven't played in a week, I forgot how to play 18 way more easily than 19. Yeah, most likely because you just play a ton of 19 all the time. And 18 probably just in matches. That would be my assumption, because, you know, 19 is more fun than 18 to you. That's, again, just my educated guess. It does not have to be necessarily correct. Yeah, I think winding 1.219 is justified break. It makes sense. Yeah, exactly, that's it. Also, 19, like, faster is just a bit more fun. We definitely seen Rob up enough on both speeds in the last games. Exactly. So there's not much to worry about, I would say. Okay, so we saw that break for Boxie, yes? Like 5 minutes, exactly. Yeah, we have just a great like Shadows player here being Giovanni. Actually, Giovanni and Jesper should play against each other soon. I don't know if they face off here. I would hope so at least. Giovanni in the chat. The back attempts coming against Boxie. Let's get that back 6 bet. A back 6 back. Would be amazing if you could do it. I hope that you will be able to achieve the back 6 back at some point of time. And of course, thanks to Eliwa for playing. I hope you had a fun time here. Boxie, not if I top out early. Can you please try to not top out early? Giovanni, can I modern if he tops out, please? Boxie, what's your opinion on that? I am not gonna stop Giovanni, but that does depend on how you view this. Boxie saying, yeah, it's fine, of course. Okay, so then Giovanni, you can modern every single game here. Giovanni saying, nice. But only if they're like maxed outs. If you like modern a game and then it's like, I mean, after, yeah, it's time for back 5 back, definitely. Okay, so let's see what these players will be able to do. And Giovanni also already being like, yes, PS. I know, I wanted to do the SPS here. Oh, and I'm a rider from Death Status too. Doesn't matter that I've been here much longer. But yeah, of course, you know, Boxie here. Shoutouts to Boxie for doing this whole Champions and Europa League. So let's see how well you can play. Giovanni is ready. We see Boxie warming up on 4 high floor here on 19 speed. Giovanni is saying, good luck, have fun, Boxie. This is the spirit that we want. And let's see if Boxie has a chance against Giovanni. Also, Giovanni, you know, if you can... I hope you can get the back 6 back max out. But if you will get the back 6 back max out now and have one of the match and the stream would normally end, I'm gonna say that I wanna watch you, so maybe I will do a bit of potentially back 7 back max out here on this channel if you happen to be in a stage where we can see maybe a back 7 back max out. Giovanni saying nice. Yeah, I mean, if that happens, then I definitely want to see it live. It's not likely to happen, and I know that it's not likely to happen, but if. That's realistically not gonna happen now I'm playing today. Yeah. You never know. It's not impossible. Oh, also Boxy, please make sure that your input and hertz display are turned on. And that your webcam doesn't turn off, because your webcam is now black. Yeah. Boxy is having technical issues. And other than that, at least I'm ready to go. Giovanni is ready to go. The seat is 4742 CD. That reminds me of the Philips CDI. Quite the, let's call it, interesting console. Like the early 90s. Stuff that you never wanna think about again, but that you sometimes do because I don't even know why. It's just funny stuff that's sometimes in my brain. Like, I don't know why I make these weird connections. But here, Boxy has now fixed the webcam. Also, come on, Boxy, is that actually your hand cam? You can barely see your hands. You can see like one hand. You would still be hyper tapping. You know, good luck, have fun. Again, please make sure that your input and hertz display are turned on. And yeah, it's not ready here or anything like that. But once I can see the ready in the chat, I will start, like chat or on stream, we can start the countdown for the first game between Giovanni and Boxy here. Giovanni putting on his jacket and most likely showing us that he is ready to go. But I don't have a ready from Boxy until now, so Boxy, if you are ready, please show it. You have not typed ready in chat. You have... Oh, hover over 3. Oh gosh. Okay, Boxy is ready, so start the game in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I forgot that hover over 3 exists, because everyone that I know nowadays does press select. I just remembered it because we were having a discussion about that in the German Tetris League at some point, because we were like, should we count that or not? And I just remembered that when I saw that he's hovering over 3, I saw that it wasn't 8. But yeah, NES Tetris German, I don't know which version, like exactly the point version, has added the press select to show ready. That's for Boxy, Tiger and chat. Hover 3 is old school, is such a PGM 4 thing. Yeah, exactly. Most people nowadays no longer press hover over 3 to show the Tetris readiness. But yeah, here we can now see the next Tetris for Giovanni. And it's now 92 against 92. A tiny lead here for Boxy, having played a single more. Tiger and chat. It's actually really cool how it came along. It is like Tetris has evolved a ton in the past couple of years. Like, what was it again? Like 7 years of Jonas, then tapping came, then rolling came, then the Tetris gym stuff has evolved, then CTW's death came to exist, and so much more. There were just many things happening in the past couple of years. I can't even, you know. Tiger and chat, it used to be a thing when chat was unable to load on stream at CTM. That's such a goofy reason, but it makes sense when you have issues, and that is an issue. Find ways to solve them. And now it's no longer an issue, but here we have moved away from hover over 3 to pressing select. The next set of the box, the next set is for Giovanni. Actually, funny thing about that is, Some people like mix up stacked charts sometimes, which might be due to that, and reshuffle the seed at the beginning and have to input that again. Tagger, I think Wendy or Chatter came up with it and it just stuck in future streams. I mean, it does make sense. It's a solution to a problem, and it's easy because, you know, from 3 to 8, it's just a single button press. It's 289 against 291, so it's still neck and neck here, but Boxie has played a couple of lines more, so we have a pace DT now for Giovanni, as we can see. 312 against 292, and Giovanni has played 2 lines less. Next set is enough for Boxie, next set is enough for Giovanni. But however, 3 only makes sense for 18 starts, which, yes, are the norm. If you do 15 starts, then however 3 no longer makes much sense. And one more touch goes now for Boxie. 358 against 342. And we can see that we're over halfway through level 18. Next set is now for Giovanni. And so far it looks like we have only clean games here. Some really small things here happening. But that also is it. So yeah, only about 30 lines left to go, less than 30 lines for Boxie, more than 30 lines for Giovanni, until level 19. Next set is now for Giovanni. And 18 lines, which is potentially 5 Tetrases left to go for Boxie here. Giovanni still over 20 lines, so potentially 6 Tetrases left to go. Assuming you manage to play perfect, yes, the single that Giovanni played, so it's no longer 6, now down to 5 Tetrases, and it's probably only gonna be like 3 or 4 Tetrases in the end, because when you get close to the transition, you sometimes don't want to play as aggressive as you can. It does depend a bit on how trustworthy Giovanni's 19 feels to him, of course. The next Tetris to Giovanni should be able to get a 600k 577 transition here for Boxie. Giovanni could get 2 more Tetrises. Let's see if he will be able to get them. And it's now 594 here for Giovanni. Setting up for a small delayed burn here. Is now doing the burn. Waits for one more longbar, gets the longbar, and we have a 619, so we have a 42, so about 2 Tetris transition lead here for Giovanni. Boxie in the meantime burning a bit here. Giovanni looks like he's able to get the Tetris into 645. So I don't wanna jinx anything, of course, but the back 3 back so far looks possible. Next Tetris for Giovanni. Over 50k head here of Boxie, and being behind by about 10 lines, so with over 2 Tetrises. And Boxie just needs to burn those lines, and more burns enough for Boxie. So Boxie is not really able to get many points, but Giovanni also had a bit of a funny board situation here, which means a bit of cleanup. And Point Potential Loss is now open again, ready for the next Tetris. Number Tetris for Giovanni. And Boxie here in the meantime, still not Tetris ready. Just needs to clean this up ASAP. Looks like he is starting on it. And even completing it nearly, because it wasn't that high. But yeah, it's now cleaned up. He probably was low enough that he could have tried to go for Tetris if you like play perfectly and stuff like that, but you never want to do that on 19. Oh, now quite high here for Boxie, takes the safety triple, nice. Move the TPs over to the left side, nice. And Boxie is now cleaned up again, waiting for the next long bar and Tetris. Next Tetris now for Giovanni. Giovanni at 840, level 25. Looks like he's getting closer and closer to what he wants to achieve here today. And yeah, now open again. And still like 12 lines between these two players. Point-wise, this is quite the huge lead here for Giovanni. Next set is for Boxie. Of course, if Giovanni tops out here, then Boxie can still take it, but it's quite unlikely to happen. Level 26, 27, 28 for a bit over 100k here for Giovanni. That should be doable. Next set is here for Giovanni. Boxie has some issues on the left side of his deck. Is now on level 28 here at 840. Giovanni at level 27 and 960. So yeah, this is gonna be the 1-0 for Giovanni. And also, now the back 3 back comp max out. And yeah, BW in chat, back to back for Georgie, GG's. Exactly, so Georgie is showing us here what he can do, and Boxie in the chat, I don't know what you could have done there. Like, you played pretty well, it's just that Giovanni is such an amazing player that this is honestly kinda what we can expect. And here's the GG's from both players in chat, and we can see Giovanni being pretty happy about his back 3 back. And is mentally preparing for the next game. And I have the ready and hover over 3, so let's start the countdown. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay, let's see if we can have a back for Giovanni. And let's see if we can once again have both players get to the level 29 maximum speed game. Most players just call it the fill screen. I personally have started to prefer maximum speed screen due to watching a bit too much rolling, and yeah, rollers in level 29. I mean, if you've seen the game Crashers, if you've seen Dog, it's the high level rollers. Level 29 is not much of a challenge. I mean, it starts to feel like level 29 for rollers is easier than level 19 for death players. Just because of how absurd the achievements that some of these rollers have been getting in the last, yeah, couple of months have been. Okay, so Boxie being a bit dirty here now. Let's see if he can get out of this. Not easily, I believe, but it's getting lower here. Left side wants something nice. Left side here, and yeah. Ooh, the right side now being a bit inaccessible. Does get the OPs over, nice, but now needs optimally one more. Oh, Boxie's board not looking so nice, as we can see here. He's hanging in there. Right side, nice. OP's over, nice. SP's over to the left. OP's doesn't go over fully to the right, but here's the next triple here for Boxie. And with that, Boxie has been able to get clean, open, and Tetris for Boxie into 149 against 242 here for Giovanni. We're getting a bit closer, of course, to the transition as well. But for that, we still have like the halfway point coming up. Tagger in the chat, Boxie, you lucker. I mean, skillers when luck becomes the norm. And Triske in the chat, living that is so wild. It is. But if you get the perfect pieces, that stuff can happen. Did Boxie miss the spin there? I believe he missed the spin there. And point-wise, it is about a 140k lead here now for Giovanni. Yeah, it was a 2G spin, exactly, it was a 2G spin. Ooh, Boxie once again getting a bit high and aggressive here. Not really much burn potentials at some points due to small holes in the stack, so this could take quite some time for Boxie. Whereas Georgie, as we can see, is laying quite nicely here. Next longband Tetris for Giovanni. And Boxie is now clean again, going for the center well here now. Center well is hard to... He missed the tuck. Oh, Boxie. Next single here for Boxie. Needs to once again get low in the stack. I believe there was an early shift of the... Wasn't it? Overshift of the long bar. Yeah, just as we can see, quite a lot of runs for Boxie to do. Not the easiest board, but... Oh, missed drop off that J piece. Left side L piece over long... Oh, T piece, nice. Oh, the shift of that long bar, and I believe that's it for Boxie. Boxie tops out at 250k. So, Giovanni, you have won the game. But we know that your goal is not necessarily winning the match. It is also getting a back 6 back max out. An achievement that honestly only Death player, but like any Tetris player wants, because back 6 back even for Roller is a pretty nice sign of consistency, exactly. Friska, I don't know how the heck you lived that long, but that was impressive. It was, but it wasn't enough. Yeah, it was tolerable. I mean, the surviving from Boxie was pretty nice. And yeah, Boxie saying, be right back. Oh, sure, take your time, drink a bit, you have a couple of minutes. Like, go to the toilet, whatever you need to get you in the mood of proper Tetris here. And Giovanni did like 580k transition here, which means he is on the pace what he wants to achieve. That he needs to play pretty well 19. A pretty good 19. Not the best 19 that you've ever seen. Oh, it's still good 19 at least. And we can see Giovanni now level 21, 618. Next set is here for Giovanni. Needs to pick up the aggression a bit here on 19, but he is doing exactly that. Getting one more Tetris here. And yeah, next set is here for Georgie again. So after a bit of a slow 19 in the beginning, we now have, or he now has picked up the slack, I think is he's saying in English. And as we can see, is starting to clean this up slowly but surely. Friska has such an unnecessary 8 left. Yeah, but as we can see, it's still in a pretty good shape here when it comes to trying to go for the now back for back in the end. Of course, his ultimate goal is a back 6 back. But he's now losing a bit of pace. Is open again. Next Tetris here for Georgie. Not a bit dangerous, but managed to get out of that here. And we can see next Tetris here for Georgie. Level 24 and 800k. Once again, a good game here, definitely. Next Tetris here again for Georgie. And one more Tetris now for Georgie again. I love how, like, Georgie is just pushing himself a ton now. Like, I remember when your opponent said to push you, and now Georgie is pushing itself and just wanting to get one of the highest achievements that you can get as a death player, the back 6 back max out. Yeah, 27, only 60k left to go. We stack 1, maybe 2 Tetris this year. Should be possible. Assuming he gets the pieces, of course. Now there's a bit of cleanup to do. Level 18, only 42k left to go here for Georgie. Oh, he doesn't get the pieces that he wants, gets the long buttock. Oh, don't let this depend on 19. I believe Tetris would do it. Tetris and max out. Oh, back for Georgie. Barely, by just a couple of thousand points here. Yes, one Tetris does it. And this is now a back comp max out for Georgie. And we can see it on his face cam. He is so happy to have been able to achieve it so far. Boxie. GG, oh yeah. G-Joe, I guess. I just need 3 minutes. Sure, again, take your time. It's not like we are approaching 11 PM here in Germany and Italy, but I signed up for this late of the stream myself. So it's fun to do these late game streams. Late day streams. Yeah, we can now see Georgie doing a bit of pacing here in his room. I can't believe that he has a bit of stress built up that he needs to be able to get out of his body now. Artix in chat, heck yeah! I mean, this is back for back something that as a death player you should be proud of. Like, back for backs don't happen that often for death players. Let's see if Georgie will be able to get a back 5 back comp game in the next game. Now I have 2 back 4 backs and 3 back 5 backs. I love how you have more back 5 backs than back 4 backs. And this could still become a back 4 back of a back 5 back, of course. But like the consistency that we can now see here on Georgie's side is so amazing. Like being able to get a high score, like a max out once. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice achievement, but being able to get them quite consistently, that's when you start to become a Tetris pro, and I would say Georgie has reached the point of being an NTSC Tetris pro. Just the consistency that he has shown and everything, it's so nice. Georgie, I mean, I have 4 back 5 back if we count same seed backs back 5 back. I don't think that counts. It's still impressive, but if you already know what to expect, then yeah, it's not quite the same. Let's say it like that. Once I back 5 back and only doing the back 6 back 1, I realized it was the same thing. That's such a thing to happen. I mean, yeah, I just laughed it off. That's how you should do it. You shouldn't be like, oh no, you should just, you know, be a sportsmanship player and be like, oh yeah, happens. I already back 5 back, so I was fine with it. Yeah, exactly. If it would have been your first back 5 back, then that would have been a bummer. Or if it would have been your first back 6 back, maybe even. That would be sad, but if you see it in advance, that's not too bad. Okay, so Boxie is ready at 6-9. Nice. Giovanni is ready, I meant. Huh? Boxie, incorrect seed. You are not at 7A, we are at 6-9. I believe. 6-9, yes, exactly. We have a nice seed here. Exactly, the seed is, as far as I'm concerned, 69. Nice. Okay, so let's start the game in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Twiskay, the timer choked a huge 9PB and then it went out my console glitch and was on 0 seed. At least, you didn't get the PB. But yeah, those things just happen. It's always a bit sad, but it is what it is. It's always better when you notice these things before achieving something, so always look at the bright side of life, as the life of Brian does teach us. Amazing movie by Monty Python, a bit older, but still many great scenes. And yeah, we have an early lead here for Giovanni, 72 against, now 51. Now a couple of burns here for Giovanni. And just look at how happy Giovanni is looking here now. He's smiling and everything. That's what I love to see. Twiska in the chat. Yeah, the Mao, I'm glad I didn't actually PB and not notice. That would have been like, mentally at least, the worst thing that could have happened that day. But like one of the worst things, of course. There's always worse things, but Tetris related at least. But yeah, that's also why I personally don't really play on PBs that much. I play for fun. But of course, getting PBs and stuff like that is part of the fun for most players, or most people. I'm like the one weirdo who doesn't even know his own PB. And yeah, now we have a 20k lead here for Giovanni at 44 nines. Not the best start. This is gonna require quite some improving when it comes to the pace here for Giovanni. And let's see if he can do it. He's currently high. Is Tetris ready? Waiting for the long bar. Gets the long bar in time, and Tetris for Giovanni. Twiska, I'm more mean. I'm glad I didn't post, and then have somebody notice accidentally cheated. Yeah, fair point. And from Kip, what's that Boxie flag? Yes, it is Portugal. Portugal? Portugal, I believe in English. So yeah, we have the Italian player Giovanni against the Portuguese player Boxie. And Giovanni currently has his back 4 back max out. Wants a back 5 back, but this game has been quite the suffer start. Of course you can get like 700k on level 19, so it's not all set in stone. But there's still a bit of an uphill battle coming up for Giovanni most likely. depending on how many Tetrises he can get in the next around about 40 lines. Of course, that could be 10 Tetrises and therefore over 200k, but it's at least unlikely to happen. It's not impossible, but unlikely. We have a vid set up here now for Boxie. Boxie at 332 against 336 here for Giovanni. Kip in chat, Kip Duron. Back for back is crazy in comments patching this, yeah. I mean, the consistency from Giovanni is what makes him an opponent to fear. He only got second in CTW Dash this year, but next year... Actually, next year does depend a bit, because we are most likely gonna get some more American players, like the, I believe, top 4 from this year's Jonas Cup is most likely, at least from what I understood during the stream and stuff, flying to Germany to attend the CTWC Dash, which is most likely gonna happen in like late July next year again. I don't know, nobody knows, the date is currently not set in stone, but we try to be there as fast as possible and announce it as fast as possible, I mean. Okay, Giovanni has 12 lines left to go. Should be able to get at least a 500k transition. You don't want to get more in 19 than you got in 18. That's something that you want to prevent as much as possible. And, oh, Giovanni's right side now being one closed, left side also being closed. He needs to get this open. And then a ton of points on 19. But yeah, this looks like the one game where the siege wasn't with him. Gets a dirty Tetris though. Level 19 here for Giovanni. Left side being kind of high, center being high, everything being high. Does get the JPs over. Okay. Stays in the game. Amazing 19 like survival here from Giovanni that we just saw. The transition. When that happens, yeah, we can see now Giovanni the hand. Exactly. When you the transition happens, you're dirty. That's on high. That high. That's the opposite of what you want. He got out of that. And holy Giovanni. Yeah, the chat. I don't know. This is... Oh no, the longbow! He does get the next longbow! Giovanni, what the heck? Yeah, the chat now. Oh no. Oh god, Giovanni. Our hearts. Oh, 585 against 645. Boxie is 60k heady of Giovanni. But holy, what Giovanni has just shown us in survivability, like survival skills. Yeah, as Dan says, that's ridiculous. It is. I'm 46 and I have high blood pressure. I can't handle this. I understand you 100%. Giovanni is just like... His 19 beginning was just showing us the 100% absolute limits of what Death can ever do. Twist K hard to max, but this is survival. Yes. I mean, I think he can still max it even. It's gonna be really, really hard. But in theory, it's gonna be possible, especially if you can set up a level like Tetris on 18 and then a Tetris on 19. A Tetris on level 28 and then a Tetris on level 29. If you can set up something like that, then this is still doable. Again, unlikely, but doable. Next set is enough for Giovanni into 805 against 836 here from Boxie. Next set is here for Boxie. Boxie could get a max out here now. So maybe it would be an individual back 5 back, but it would be a 5 like back 5 back where a player does get a max out, which still is not the most likely to happen. But yeah, Giovanni 817 level 27. Next set is here for Giovanni. He has 39 left to go, 100k. This is holy. What the Joji, what are you doing here? This is so possible. Next set is enough for Giovanni. He has couple of burns left. Okay, next set is here for Giovanni. One burn is okay. He needs the long bar. Giovanni wants the long bar now. Giovanni gets the comp back. 5. Max out. What the? How? How the heck did that happen? Okay. What the absolute? And level 30. What did we just witness? What was this game? Like, this game had everything. We had amazing survival, clutch max outs, level 30. Yeah, exactly. SPW says, haven't seen players happy after losing a game. Yeah. And Giovanni lost. And Giovanni even lost. And then level 30 not enough, and she's still up. I didn't even see that. What the heck is this? Okay, so strategic lost to set up the next 7 attempt. Okay, so huge GG's to Giovanni and Boxie for this game. Double maxed out. Back 5 back for Giovanni now. Level 30 for Giovanni. Some of the most amazing survival we have seen level 19 here from Giovanni. Came back after like, what was it? I think barely 500k transition and now maxed out. This is peak Tetris. Peak Death Tetris. Some of the best that we can imagine. Huge GG's to both of you. What you have shown us here in this game was literally the best Death Tetris I've seen in a long time. If this was live with the crowd, everyone would have been crazy loud. The game has to be clipped. Oh yes, the individual game. Can I have 5 minutes? Yes, you can have 5 minutes. I will try to maybe clip the individual game here. Of course, everything will be clipped or highlighted afterwards because we want this. Can I maybe? Oh, I can't. It looks like I can only go back so far. Yeah, okay. I can't clip this game, but the whole stream will be highlighted, and we should have like a highlights channel somewhere for this, like on YouTube or something like that. Holy. Oh, talk about highlights. So this was at around about 2:05 because hey, I can use this for my Instagram channel because I nowadays also not that long on Instagram, and there I am trying to upload highlights of matches and stuff like that. I'm not that consistent yet because I do forget a ton of things, but I will try to make, what's it called, a reel out of that. It's 2:05, like 2:03, and clutch Giovanni. Okay, Tim, what you just missed. We had a bit of a suffer start here for Giovanni, only barely 500k transition. On level 19 transition, he needed the perfect, I think it was a long bar in order to not top out any other piece, and he would have topped out. On level 20, just a bit after that, he also had a clutch moment where he needed to get the long bar perfectly over, like quick traps and everything. He managed to do that. In the end, on level 29, he managed to get his back 5 back maxed out, and now has been able to get into level 30. So level 30, back 5 backs maxed out. A26 and Boxie still won A47. Of course, if you love this high-level Tetris, we do have a Matcherino. I totally forgot to plug that. So feel free to check out the Matcherino here. As you can see, if you love this high-level Tetris playing, this high-level Tetris action, then the Matcherino is the best way to support these players here. Because the prize fund will go to the players. Boxie, how many maxes have you got? This was back 1 back. Giovanni is the one having the back 5 back. If you talk about in total. But yeah, you stop counting after a certain point sometimes. But this is my first in the set, yeah. We can see Giovanni once again pacing here a bit. Just shaking, trying to get rid of that pressure and mental stress and energy and everything like that, so that he can hopefully focus again. And honestly, Giovanni, if you need like 2 or 3 more minutes, take your time. Yeah, we can see him shaking his body now a bit. And in the meantime, guys and girls, don't forget that water is important. Feel free to drink. Okay, Giovanni is giving us the thumbs up. It looks like he is able to play again. Boxie, I'm not too sure. I can't see his hover over 3 here. Boxie, your hover over 3 is not shown on stream, so if you're ready, then type ready in chat, press select, something like that, please. Or just refresh the capture card. Okay, now you can see the hover over 3. Perfect. Yeah, looks good now again. So you have a hover over 3. So let's start the 4th game in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Twist, 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 twist. Let's see if Giovanni can achieve what he has been grinding for, kinda. If he can show us. Honestly, I'm gonna call it ultimate death consistency, the back 6 back. Yeah, now looks like Georgie has a bit of death control issues. Yeah, this might be it for him soon, but it's Giovanni and... Okay, no, that's it. That's the so-called choke, and it's now 2-2. And Giovanni is just jumping into the bed, as we could see. After such a high game, you sometimes have to fall, and this is congratulations to your 4th back 5 back. And Boxie in chat should have mullen for the back-to-back. Please don't throw too hard. But okay. The players should be ready again. Actually, we now have hover over 8 from Boxie. I don't know if hover over 8 is showing the readiness, but now we have hover over 3, so let's start the next countdown. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Giovanni, I was indeed not ready. Yes. There's not much more I can say. But comp back 5 back dash, this is... I don't even have the words to describe it. Like, that's just in stuff that does not happen. Like, yeah, it's possible and will happen again and everything. But still, that's just consistency and willpower and everything that you need. Like, comp max outs are also so much more pressure than just when you play like for yourself and maybe stream it, because there's more depending on that than just the max out. You still need to win the game, for example. Yes, now 2-2. Once again, we play best of 6, so both players can still win the match. Would need to win 2 games in a row now. Or maybe, of course, can get a draw. Let's see what will happen over here. Oh, it would be so sad if Giovanni now gets... He doesn't get the longbow over, but now takes a couple of safety burns here. Waiting for the next longbow. Taking a safety burn here. Next longbow over. Next longbow over. What I wanted to say is, would be so sad if Giovanni now gets the max out. Do I hear my cat meow? Okay, no I don't. I wasn't too sure. So, you know, cat sometimes has needs like food and wanting to cuddle and stuff like that. Okay. So point was 162 against 171, so a small lead here for Boxie. Actually, Boxie playing pretty well here in this matchup as well. Yeah, we just have many amazing death players here in the European and American scenes. Of course, due to PAL in Europe, this is a bit more common than in the United States, I'd say. Just because on PAL you are not as forced to play with the rolling play style as in the NTSC, simply because on PAL you can play like endlessly long using PAL as well, at least theoretically. So yeah, there's a bit of a cultural difference in Tetris, you could say. Giovanni now open again, setting up for the next Tetris. The what I said only applies into regions where there's an actual PAL community, which sadly is not the case everywhere. But now that we have the PAL Death Tetris and I think also the PAL NES Tetris League thingy from Ringcore, I think it was. There's a bit more online PAL representation once again, and hopefully that might put a bit of light onto Death. Boxie now having a bit of an interesting setup, being pretty high here, right side still accessible. But losing Death here could be a bit deadly still, but he's now burning down. Should be low enough to not be in danger here. And we can see 326 and 329. Boxie going for the one high left wall Tetris. Giovanni going for the center Tetris. Next long one Tetris here for Giovanni. 349 against 356, which means we are now back into neck and neck. Next Tetris for Giovanni. 372. And here's the Tetris set up for Giovanni. And we can see that it's pace-wise now a tiny lead for Giovanni, but yes, it's neck and neck. It's 395 against 380 now. Next Tetris for Giovanni, next Tetris for Boxie, and it's an 1-8 lead here now for Giovanni at the same lines. Now a small digging process here for Giovanni of about 4 lines or so. Once. Oh, it's now open again. So, open again for Giovanni. Next Tetris for Boxie. Boxie ahead by a couple of 1,000 points here. And we're getting close to the level 19 transition. Coming up here in just a couple of lines. Nice tucks here for Boxie to get the staircase done. Giovanni now 3 lines away, 2 lines for Boxie. 454 transition for Giovanni. 477 transition for Boxie. Not the best game that we have seen today, but at least in theory Still maxable. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Like it is, but yeah, just focus on the game. And next set is enough for Giovanni. And here we can see it's a tiny lead here for Boxie. But Boxie now has a small hole in the stack. Giovanni is now Tetris ready. Tetris for both of them. Simul Tetris. Now Boxie needs to burn a bit of lines here. This might allow Giovanni to get the lead. Nice. Giovanni now Tetris ready. Long burn Tetris for Giovanni. Giovanni now at 596 against 569. Boxie cleaning this up. One more line to go for Boxie. Open this up. Boxie is now open again. And we do see here Boxie open. Tetris ready. So is Giovanni. Had to close the well though. One piece before the long bar. Second long bar came not too long after. And we can see point-wise it is neck and neck. We nearly at the same points earlier. Now it's 661 against 635. Couple of burns now for Boxie. Next set is a Boxie. Boxie had against Giovanni. Giovanni next Tetris here. 693 against 665. So we can see at the same lines there's a lead for Giovanni of about 30k. And next set is not for Giovanni, next set is for Boxie. But we're only at level 25 here, so there's still a lot to go. And Giovanni just had to burn a bit, but Boxie also is in Tetris already here. Giovanni is waiting, Boxie is waiting. We have a bit of a drought here, but here's the long bar, and it's a back-to-back long bar even. Next Tetris here for Boxie. And Giovanni is waiting. Long bar Tetris for Giovanni. Nice. Flat double spinned LPs here for the burn. And 837 into 27. This, if played like perfectly... Oh, I hate to say it. This is still maxable for Giovanni. Boxie is non-issues here, level 27. Yeah, Giovanni, 100k left to go, 60k left to go. Once one more long bar here builds up for the center well. Tetris even. Is Tetris ready here now? Didn't get the JPs over fully. Is now Tetris ready. Waits for one more long bar here. Long bar. Oh, doesn't get the next set long bar over. That would have been such... I mean, on the one hand, amazing end. On the other hand, such a disappointing end here for Giovanni. But we can see here now it's a 3-2 for Giovanni. That Tugi spin cost me. Yeah, it did. But see it like that. You can still force the decider. There's one more game left to go. If Giovanni wins this, he will have won every single match that he has played so far. So 3 in a row today. Both players are ready. Let's see who can win this. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Twist. This is the final game of the stream. The final game of the match. And who can win this? Is it gonna be Giovanni? Is it gonna be Boxie? Let's find out. We have still pretty similar. Yeah, the same. Yeah, different placements, but the same outcome. Holy, this now it gets different. But yeah, this was the same board, or essentially the same board for quite a long time. And now we have Boxie doing a burn, and a small dependency here gets the OPs. It wasn't a dependency, but it was like I had a favorable piece to get. And next Tetris now for Giovanni. Boxie being ahead by bottom Tetris here. 52 against 76. And next set is for Giovanni. Of course, Giovanni has many more games left to go, so this won't be the end of Giovanni in this edition of the DCL Champions League. We will have at least one more stream and before the 4th of November. So there's still, what's that, like 3 weeks left to go. Because the deadline has been postponed a bit. It's now the 4th of October for DCL Champions League, and I think it was the 21st of October for the DCL Europa League. Boxie in a bit of trouble here. Which means cleanup. It's only a bit because it's kind of pretty low, all things considered. Small overshift of the T piece, or maybe it was an adjustment for a delayed burn. I'm not 100% sure here on Giovanni's side. Both could have been the case. And yeah, we can see here clean stacks, or like nearly clean stack at least here for Boxie. Boxie into clean stack and Tetris. 241 for Giovanni against 207 for Boxie. So at a 34k or 1.5 Tetris lead here for Giovanni. And here's the next Tetris for Giovanni. And next Tetris for Boxie. And one more Tetris for Giovanni. And one more Tetris for Boxie. We're about halfway through level 18. We can see, yeah, 500Ks should be possible. At least based on the current pace. Next Tetris noch for Boxie. And yeah, after the games from Giovanni early, I do need a bit of cooling down, let's say it like that. They were, as someone said earlier, I'm 46 and my blood pressure, it did feel like that, definitely. But like, that's what I love Tetris for. Next Tetris now for Giovanni. Boxie cleaning up 4-5, 327. Next Tetris now for Boxie. Now it's more longer dependency for Boxie, gets longer immediately though. And is, yeah, now clean needs to build up the Tetris world, whereas Giovanni is Tetris ready. Gets a long burn Tetris for Giovanni in the 430 against 343. So about an 80k lead currently for Giovanni. And we can see Boxie waiting for the longbar here quite long, gets the longbar now. Giovanni being dirty Tetris already and does get the longbar. Dirty Tetris here for Giovanni. Dirty center well. 454, 377, next Tetris here now for Giovanni. And yeah, this looks like quite a nice game so far for Giovanni. Next Tetris for Giovanni. Gets the old truck, of course. Next Tetris for Giovanni again. And 17 lines left to go for Giovanni. 21 lines left to go for Boxie, not 20 lines, so they both could get 5 more Tetrises. In the case of Giovanni, he would have had to play perfect, which he no longer can. And yeah, there's over 100k lead here now for Giovanni. So Giovanni in a pretty nice position point. Rice Butters board is having some small issues here, meaning he needs to clean this up. And is getting there. Not too much left to go here for Giovanni. And in the meantime, I can prepare for the level 19 transition, as it is coming up in just one line here for both players. Here's the transition for Giovanni. Okay, I'm back again. I had some small OBS issue here, which I do not 100% understand, but yeah, I had some... OBS kinda just gave up and was like, okay, goodbye. But a quick OBS restart, which only took a couple of seconds, luckily, but it was fixed. Okay, now back to the game. We have the level 19 transition over. We have 642 for Giovanni, we have 610 for Boxie. And this looks like a bit of a troublesome situation here for Giovanni in the center and left side. Needs to clean this up. Gets next pieces over to the left. Nicely done. Here is now essentially open again. Yeah, he is open again. Waiting for the long bar. Boxie's center, well, not quite paying off until now. He's still needing to get the first touches here. First center ball touches for Boxie. 720 against 681. Once again, a pretty good score here for Giovanni. Next Tetris for Giovanni. Boxie here now. Falling behind a bit in points, as you can see. Let's see if he will be able to catch up. There's still level 26, 27, 28. And whatever you can achieve on the kill screen left to go. 27 now for Giovanni. 806 against now 768. Still the 80k lead, which is less than 2 Tetrises now here for Giovanni. Next center Tetris here for Boxie. Boxie still going for the center world here. He knows that he needs to get every single Tetris that he can. And every single burn does hurt him. Level 28, 877 for Giovanni. Gets the next Tetris. Gets... yeah, maybe 2 more Tetrises. 1 more is realistic though. And next Tetris here for Giovanni has still the chance to go for a second Tetris here. Long bar doesn't need to come, he does get the long bar. 980 for Giovanni and 886 for Boxie. Which means congratulations Giovanni, you have managed to win 4 games here as well. Let me submit that real quick. Giovanni has a 4-2 against Boxie. So, congratulations Giovanni, congratulations Boxie for what you have shown us here today. Of course, thanks to everyone who was playing, because thanks to you we now have updated standings. We can now take a look at the standings here. And if everything works as I heard it should, yeah, we now have some nice scrolling here even. Working nice. I love it. Here at the top, Jesper, as you already know, and currently Joji, having played 3 games, is getting close. We have the points on the right side. It is now 9 points here for Joji and only 3 matches. Whereas Jesper's played 7 matches and is at 19, so Joji is still on the way to potentially overtake Jesper. For that to happen, though, Joji needs to win every single match, and that's gonna be quite hard for him to do. Yeah, and then we have a couple more players here. We have Boxie, for example, currently in position 16, and then we have the horde of American players like Hannah, Scooty, Maestro, Vance, Somalian, Sharky. I think then it's, yeah, Scotcho and Meme and a couple more players. So thanks for everyone who was playing today. Thanks for everyone, of course, who was watching as well. I hope you had a ton of fun. And yeah, see you in the next stream. Of course, if you enjoyed what you saw, you can join the Discord. You can donate to the prize pool. And for now, we will rate a CTM, Tier 4 Austria. Have a great evening, great morning, great whatever time it may be for you. Goodbye.